So, I was talking about, why sometimes I would mention, despite having a PhD and a more than decade-long work experience with research, one of the Pakistan's best universities, research think tanks. But then it looks really odd. It seems to be rhetoric, something which might be considered not as a reality or an idea of humbleness, but maybe, some old-fashioned idea to, represent not humility, but an idea of, trying to market a certain persona, which would have opposite meaning. That I'm saying I'm ignorant, but I'm writing so much blogs and this and that, which, and definitely I'm not an established, world-renowned researcher. So again, yeah, I mean these are just perceptions, my own thought process, how it works. So, whereas genuinely, neither I have achieved uh, any milestone, any significant milestone internationally within economic subject or academy. I'm using multidisciplinary approach, whereas I'm making certain generalizations, and I could write a lot of books with the assistance of artificial intelligent language models. So definitely, but then, what are the strengths? I'm a middle-aged man with a lot of now years spent in thinking about economics and finding its multidisciplinary dimensions. Being an ardent fan of science fiction, would then have opportunity for decades to watch the talks of physics professors or watch science fiction documentaries, and then have a certain perspective which is quite updated perspective in physics as well. What I'm saying is that it could open a world to then understand a very simple thing. Whereas personally I would believe that I was talking to uh, one of the few years ago, there's a British professor, and then I said, I have a relative who have a mechanic shop, but if you he has been to United States of America, but if you listen to him, he would represent a lot of wisdom, and he's a voter. I mean, this is his relatives, his close relatives would support different political parties. One is supporting PMLN, one is supporting PTI. While at the same time, he would have wise perspectives about a lot of things, about political instability, about the dimensions of democracy, about maybe even entrepreneurship, about diplomatic relationship and cultural differences between Pakistan and United States of America. So again, yet what is the strength is that that you learn with age, and you might learn to speak well also when you little bit grow up. So what I'm saying is that basically, this Tabish, especially Geo Tabish is creating such an aura of relaxed environment in his, and that's one of the most brilliant, perform, I would say, programs where his audience are young and sit down very relaxed, and so with such a diverse and fine sense of humor, Tabish is able to entertain entire Pakistan, and I hope his program Hasramana is followed in India as well as Europe and United States of America, Canada, Australia, wherever there are Pakistanis. Uh, what is it? Is that when you look at the audience, a few things you would know: simplicity. This fine sense of humor, but then a relaxed environment where Tabish would really seem to be a smart person, and his guests, established, talented celebrities, Pakistani celebrities. But then mostly the audience is students, and they would use some simple language. What that means is that they are young, and that's how youth should be: simple, open-minded, relaxed. Uh, uh, you know, Spending their time doing studies and doing sports and socializing. But at the same time, it's perfectly okay that you don't need to be sounding wise all the time when you're young. I mean, there can always